What do you mean you don't know what's wrong with her? My wife doesn't have the energy to get through the day, and you can't fix it. We've been doing everything you've asked us to do.
This is Julie. Julie has type 2 diabetes, and she's also been suffering with varying energy issues for years. What you just heard was her husband expressing his frustrations at a doctor because they've been to a number of different doctors and none of them can figure out how to help her get back to living a normal life.
I just want to feel normal again. We've been to a ton of different doctors and they all say the same thing. You need to lose weight. You need to exercise. Well, I'm just tired.
We've gotten her vitamin B injections, modified her diet, even took her off of certain medications. Still, nothing has worked.
Her family has been to several doctors in the area and they seem to have tried everything, but now they're running out of patience. There seems to be a bigger problem here. Could all of these doctors be missing something?
Nearly 30 million Americans suffer from diabetes. Some studies show that upwards to 85% of them struggle with energy problems or fatigue. Not only can it be debilitating, it can also be a warning sign of more serious health problems. When you find it difficult to get through the afternoon and have trouble completing tasks, or you dread exercise because it's just too much, that's your body's way of sending you a legitimate warning sign to stop and pay attention before things get worse.
Hello, my name is Dr. Ryan Bradley. Diabetes research and clinical practice have been at the core of my career for the last 15 years. Almost every one of my patients with diabetes suffers from low energy. They don't always describe it as fatigue. Sometimes patients describe it as just feeling kind of yucky, or feeling like there's something that's keeping them from feeling as good as they could feel.
Believe me, Dr. Bradley has repeatedly witnessed his patients mentally and physically exhausted as a result of their diabetes, many of them unable to get through the day without wanting to lie down and rest. But it doesn't have to be that way. The day he discovered that diabetes is not just about blood sugar was the day he became a better doctor, able to help so many of his patients. If your doctor focuses only on blood sugar and nothing else, as many do, they may be unintentionally placing you in harm's way. Keep watching to see how this groundbreaking discovery can change your life. Dr. Bradley has helped thousands of patients with diabetes improve or regain their energy, and he can help you do the same. That would be life-changing, wouldn't it? In this video, we're going to show you how Dr. Bradley treats his own patients who suffer from low energy and fatigue. His patients report remarkable success and sustained energy levels they've not experienced in years. How great would that be if it happened to you too? In a moment, we're also going to share 3 things you're probably doing right now that may be poisoning your body and literally destroying your energy levels. I can almost guarantee that everyone watching has done at least one of these 3, if not all of them, to improve their blood sugar or energy levels, while unknowingly making things worse. But I have to warn you, what you're about to discover may actually shock you, because you've been misled, albeit inadvertently, by well-meaning so-called experts who simply are unaware of the real cause of energy problems associated with diabetes. I'm here to pull back the curtain on some misguided advice that you've probably been told for decades, and I have the research to back it up. After years of helping people regain their lives, Dr. Bradley figured out systematic, fundamental mistakes being made by the medical establishment, and I'm going to share his secret to overcoming it faster and more easily than you ever imagined. If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering with diabetes and also have difficulty sustaining your energy levels all day, every day, then I urge you to watch this video in its entirety. Even if your fatigue is mild, if you suffer from any type of emotional stress, research now shows that this can actually cause very dangerous complications, as we're going to explain in a moment. If you don't pay serious attention to what we're about to share and address the problem immediately, there truly are severe long-term consequences that can impact your organs, as well as your ability to reverse what's happening inside your body, causing permanent damage to your cells. And whether you do that with us or find another solution elsewhere, this discovery we are about to share is something you should not ignore.
I'm a naturopathic physician, a researcher and scientist, an educator, and an expert in helping people better manage their diabetes. The primary focus of my career has revolved around helping people restore their health and reduce their dependency on prescription medications and surgery. In landmark research studies, I've completed clinical trials and observational research on practice outcomes from natural products for treating type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. For 8 years, I was the founding director of the Center for Diabetes and Cardiovascular Wellness at Bastyr University in Seattle, Washington. I am also co-author of the Food User Manual with my colleague, dietitian Sonia Max. I've had a number of articles published related to diabetes management and the use of natural medicine and integrative care for diabetes management. I've also been published in medical publications. My entire career has revolved around helping people with diabetes in one capacity or another.
Dr. Bradley never wanted to be limited by conventional medical treatments of drugs and surgeries, which is why he became a natural health doctor. He's the first natural health doctor to ever be hired by multiple conventional and natural medicine universities. He's always tried to find solutions to health problems that could be resolved without drugs or surgery. He's a big believer in the healing power of nature and that all health conditions can heal if provided the right environment. It saddens him to see patients suffer and to be told by many conventional doctors that nothing can be done. The reason this happens is most conventional doctors are not trained in the evidence-based solutions of natural therapies. Dr. Bradley's perseverance in finding complementary therapies to mainstream medicine and in studying and testing natural approaches for diabetes treatments has led to some pretty amazing breakthrough discoveries, as you're about to see for yourself. But first, let me tell you a story that changed everything. This is the story of a sweet woman in her 60s who we'll call Mary. She came to Dr. Bradley searching for answers. Over the years, Dr. Bradley has worked with thousands of diabetes patients just like Mary. Fatigue and lack of energy was always one of their biggest complaints. Like most doctors, Dr. Bradley would give the same old lecture about the importance of blood sugar, yada, yada, yada. Many would take his advice and start eating better, exercising more, and seeing positive results. Other times, his patients would come back saying they felt worse. At first, Dr. Bradley wrote them off, convinced they weren't being honest. I mean, who wants to admit to their doctor that they're not following his exact recommendations? Like many doctors, Dr. Bradley convinced himself that his patients were the problem. It never occurred to him that maybe his own advice wasn't getting the job done. Eventually, he heard so many of the same complaints from so many patients, he actually started to doubt himself.
He was supposed to be the diabetes expert, but could his advice be flawed?
The final straw came when Mary came in for a doctor's visit. She was 58 with long brown hair that was just starting to turn gray. He took a liking to her. Mary had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in her early 50s and came to Dr. Bradley after getting terrible results from traditional doctors who just kept pushing more and more pills and medications with limited results. One day she came into his office completely flustered, almost in tears. My mom is in the hospital with pneumonia. My daughter is getting married, and I'm trying to help her prepare. But between taking care of my mom and trying to help my daughter, I'm failing both of them. I've canceled on my daughter so many times because I can barely function. She thinks I'm being lazy or I don't care. I wish she could see that I'm a shadow of my old self. I've been eating right and exercising just like you've said. And while I definitely see improvements in my sugar levels, I'm still running out of gas throughout the day. A little leery that Mary wasn't being completely honest, Dr. Bradley decided to order an A1C test. Shockingly, Mary's scores were almost an entire point lower than 6 months ago, a 6.9. That's a really good improvement. Yet amazingly, she was still complaining of being tired. Embarrassed and baffled, Dr. Bradley didn't know what to tell her. He knew that if Mary didn't see improvement soon, she would lose hope. And when hope is gone, it's the beginning of the end because people stop caring about what they eat or exercising, which would mean more serious complications are right around the corner and eventually, insulin dependence becomes inevitable. Other doctors would have stopped there, not Dr. Bradley. He ran further tests and came to the conclusion that the conventional wisdom had to be wrong. Something's not adding up here, he thought. Could the system be failing all of these innocent people? Filtering through his medical books and journals, Dr. Bradley made a shocking discovery. It turns out that while blood sugar levels are a factor in fatigue, they're not the whole story. You can actually improve your blood sugar levels, yet still have suboptimal energy, or worse, be in a constant state of exhaustion. And the explanation is pretty amazing. Dr. Bradley discovered that energy-producing cells may already be damaged, and the rub is that, despite conventional wisdom, no matter how under control your blood sugar is, you won't fully undo the past damage quickly enough to matter. And for people whose blood sugar levels are getting worse, the same problem exists, only their fatigue is much worse. But the good news is, whether blood sugar levels are currently improving or not, this can all be fixed. Clinical trials have repeatedly shown there are specific nutrients which, when taken in specific quantities, address these core issues and have life-changing results. You do have the control to boost your energy, avoid daily crashes, and get back the stamina you once had before you were diagnosed with diabetes, and feel good about yourself once again. Wouldn't you feel better about yourself if you had more energy throughout the day? Interestingly, these same studies also show which things you should not be doing. Which leads me to the 3 things you're probably doing right now that may be poisoning your body. You may have even been told that some of these would improve your blood sugar and actually be good for you. Yet, the sad reality is they could be making things worse. The first is exercise. Yes, exercise. It sounds shocking, I know, but it's 100% true. Something that's supposed to be good for you can actually be bad for people living with diabetes if they're doing it at the wrong time. In the past, Dr. Bradley would tell his patients to get more exercise, believing it was the right thing to do. But what he discovered is that many doctors and personal trainers, like he used to, were making a critical mistake by telling their clients to exercise before addressing the inflammation levels in their body. We'll talk more about the potentially lethal impact of inflammation in a bit. But the point is, if you feel more tired after activity or exercise, this is a warning sign and your body's way of telling you to stop. Something more serious is going on inside. And unless you address the real problem first, fixing your energy problem simply cannot happen. Number 2 is another shocker. Artificial sweeteners. They can be toxic. One of the biggest recommendations for people living with diabetes is to use non-caloric artificial sweeteners instead of sugars. It's a popular way to get a sweet fix, while limiting calorie intake and avoiding sugar, the enemy of diabetes. These artificial sweeteners are in most of the foods you eat, but disguised with names like saccharin, sucralose, and aspartame. The problem is that these artificial sweeteners are actually poisoning your body. Sadly, many advertising campaigns and even some diabetes organizations claim these are a healthy alternative for people with diabetes. As a result, people are putting these artificial sweeteners in their coffee or unknowingly consuming them, and it's destroying their energy levels. As demonstrated in a seminal study by Suez and colleagues and recently published in the preeminent journal Nature, these sugar substitutes may be causing more harm than good. Studies show that artificial sweeteners are not digested and instead directly interact with your good gut organisms known as microbiota. All disease starts in the gut, and when these artificial sweeteners alter the microbiota in your gut, you're much more vulnerable to worsening your disease. Plus, studies show they can actually make you gain weight. These artificial sweeteners may also impair your glucose tolerance, raising your fasting blood sugar levels. And when it comes to your energy levels, this damaging process can increase inflammation, which is toxic for diabetes sufferers. Number 3 is even more shocking. Cooking. Yes, something as common as cooking can be dangerous for people with diabetes. Now bear with me, because I know this sounds crazy and unrealistic to think you're going to start eating all your food raw. Studies funded and supported by the National Institute on Aging have proven that cooking your foods a certain way can severely damage your health and energy levels, especially if you have diabetes. When foods get heated to extremely high temperatures, common in frying and grilling, they form harmful toxins on the outer layer at extremely high rates. You know that when you cook a piece of toast or steak and it starts forming a light brown or even black crust on the outer layers, your food is forming what's called advanced glycation end products, also known as glycotoxins. These toxins pose a serious risk to your health and energy levels. It's kind of like a nuclear explosion happening on the outer layer of the foods you are cooking. where that browning effect from the cooking is like having a harmful radioactive material that comes from a nuclear explosion now forming at a rapid pace on the outer layers of your food. The same food that you're about to put inside your body, thus ingesting all of that radioactive material. These glycotoxins adhere to your tissue, causing inflammation, which can lead to disease and advanced aging, among other things. Heating foods can actually increase glycotoxin formation 10 to 100-fold when compared to raw foods. People living with diabetes are at an even greater risk because chronic high blood sugar can help promote the production of glycotoxins. When you add these browned radioactive foods to your body and bloodstream, you are adding fuel to the fire, causing a risk of severe energy depletion. To reduce glycotoxin risk, consume a diet high in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and milk. When you cook, use moist heat, reduce cooking time, use lower temperatures, and include acidic ingredients like lemon juice or vinegar. And this brings us full circle, back to our initial question. Why do people with diabetes suffer from suboptimal energy, even if their blood sugars are mostly under control? And for those people whose blood sugars are not under control yet, their energy levels are typically even worse. So why all the energy problems? The answer is exactly the same as the condition that all three of these toxic activities we just discussed have in common. A condition that is now considered extremely deadly for people with or without diabetes. Time magazine called it the silent killer, and it has been linked to cardiovascular disease, stroke, liver disease, nervous system disorders, and many other deadly illnesses. I'm talking about inflammation. Do you know the feeling you get when you're coming down with a cold or the flu? Your body feels sluggish, you're not thinking clearly, you have muscle cramps, you want to sleep more. That is actually your immune system. Inflammation is a common immune system response if you have an infection or a foreign substance in your body. Well, your body views volatile blood sugars as an enemy, and as a result, activates your immune system. When your immune system is activated, your body responds with inflammation, causing internal tissue damage. In an effort to repair the damaged tissue, your body sends out messengers called acute phase reactants. These are substances in the blood that group together in massive quantities to attack and fend off illness. Kind of like what would happen in a real battle with guards who are trying to protect and defend your castle. They would group together forming a battle line. Well, test results showed that Mary and many of Dr. Bradley's other patients complaining of fatigue had inflammation. So their guards, or acute phase reactants as they're called, showed up in higher levels in their blood test. It was the body's response in thinking that elevated blood sugars was an actual infection in the body. Mary's acute phase reactants, or the guards of her castle, immediately jumped into action to protect her. Normally, this is supposed to be a good thing, but sadly, if these guards are forced to fight for years and years without a chance to rest and rejuvenate, typical of people with chronic illness like diabetes, they become fatigued, and eventually, the immune response itself can become the killer. The reason is that slowly but surely, your immune system shuts down all the other functions in your body in an effort to force your body to rest and rejuvenate. When your guards are constantly on the attack, your cells and organs simply don't have the energy to perform their required functions. And it doesn't stop there. This chronic immunity response can also cause sleep issues, promote depressive symptoms, impair brain function, and even cause increased pain sensitivity. Sound familiar? This process is what's known as chronic low-grade inflammation. I know what some of you are thinking, but my blood sugar is already mostly under control. Why don't I feel better? That's a great question. The answer is that even if your blood sugar is relatively stable and healthy now, it's still very normal to struggle with your energy levels because of the second culprit. That culprit is your damaged mitochondria. Mitochondria are literally the energy powerhouses of your cells. Proper functioning of these structures is critical to your energy production. Normal mitochondria are kind of like your car's engine. They keep your car running at normal speeds with the ability to accelerate when needed. Just like proper functioning of your engine is critical to your car being able to drive, healthy mitochondria are necessary to keep your body working at normal levels. Normally, you fill your car with gas and the engine uses the fuel to generate energy to keep you moving along. In the human body, glucose is the fuel, which comes from the foods you eat, and the mitochondria are the engine. With diabetes, it's like the gas tank is full because of the elevated glucose in your blood. The gas is pouring out onto the roads, the choke is wide open, and the engine becomes flooded. In other words, you are literally drowning your mitochondria, which is your energy-producing factory. Your engine is shot, and the car moves sluggishly down the road, if it's lucky to move at all. So if your blood sugar levels were ever high, or are high now, you may have already damaged or completely destroyed some of your mitochondria, probably requiring you to put in twice the effort to accomplish the same amount of work. It's kind of like driving a car with 6 cylinders, but only 2 of the cylinders are working. Would you go as fast? Would your car work as well? When your mitochondria are damaged, your cells simply cannot produce enough energy to function because you're not running on all cylinders. Proper functioning of your mitochondria is vital to energy production and to your health. When your mitochondria are working well, you can get through the day with ease, and you can accomplish tasks without having to rest every 5 minutes. The longer you take to fix the problem, the more difficult it becomes to get your energy back to normal levels. I know I've given you a lot of information, but my job is not merely to educate, but to break things down in a way that it's easy to understand and put into practice. I want you to have results. What would it mean to you if you could get up in the morning needing to use less coffee to get through the day and accomplishing what you put on your to-do list? How would you feel if you were able to avoid those mid-afternoon crashes and were able to keep your appointments because you were full of energy? Would your friends and family look at you with more respect instead of judgment? Would your boss treat you better if you were getting more done? This is what we want to happen for you. So, let's briefly review what Dr. Bradley's research uncovered: 3 of the most overlooked and primary causes of diabetes-related fatigue. Number 1 was that blood sugar control, while important, is not the end-all, be-all. You need to address other factors as well to eliminate fatigue for good. Number 2 was that damaged mitochondria must be healed in order to restore your energy and to help you get back to living a normal life. Number 3 was that mitochondrial damage comes from inflammation, and that comes from a combination of your body's response to erratic blood sugars and your body's response to continual stress, common for people living with volatile blood sugars. That means to create an effective solution, Dr. Bradley needed to find ingredients that addressed all 3 of these core yet overlooked issues: inflammation, stress, and mitochondrial dysfunction. Remember Mary and her energy struggles? She was tested, and her blood sugar was found to be relatively under control and improving. Yet further testing revealed that she did have lingering inflammation, and her complaints of general fatigue and weakness were surefire signs of mitochondrial dysfunction. Seeing those results was the turning point for Dr. Bradley. That was the moment he realized the hidden truth he had been missing. Not just him, but the medical establishment at large. And he decided to take all the knowledge he gained from his years and years of research and almost 2 decades of seeing patients and helping them manage their diabetes naturally, as well as his years as a scientist doing clinical trials, and combine all of that experience to create an effective solution that would best serve his patients. Something that would actually work, but also be practical. Something way easier to implement and sustain long term. Something that could improve energy levels without the damaging side effects of pharmaceutical-grade medications. He searched high and low for a natural product that could help address these issues. Mustn't there be something out there? The short answer is no, there really isn't. No natural product influenced by clinical research, nothing with the right ingredients and dosages that Dr. Bradley was happy with and supported by clinical evidence. Not even close. Nothing that could target the specific energy issues so common in his patients. Dr. Bradley knew the only way to serve his clients was by creating his very own proprietary custom blend. Thankfully, he was able to combine the knowledge he gained from his latest research discovery along with the testing and treating of his real-life patients to create something that would deliver the energy-boosting results his patients were hoping for. And this was not an easy task. He knew he needed to get big results for his patients so they could get through the day feeling vibrant and full of life. Dr. Bradley needed a product that addressed the three primary and most overlooked causes of suboptimal energy. Number one was inflammation, which was the primary cause of Mary's mitochondria dysfunction, along with millions just like her. Number two was stress response. There is a real physical, emotional, and mental stress associated with trying to manage and control diabetes, and that stress can be deadly for anyone, especially for people living with diabetes. That's because researchers have now found that chronic psychological stress is associated with the body losing its ability to regulate the inflammatory response. The research shows for the first time that the effects of psychological stress on the body's ability to regulate inflammation can promote the development and progression of disease. And the third primary and most overlooked cause of suboptimal energy is mitochondrial dysfunction. The same mitochondria that are known in the medical community as the energy powerhouses of the cells. Proper functioning of your mitochondria is vital to your energy production and to your health. You see, most other products on the market address the needs of the general public as a whole, but are not specific to the energy issues that people with volatile blood sugar face. Dr. Bradley has extensive experience working with clients who are battling the ugly reality that living with diabetes poses, and he knows their needs are specific and unique. Our product was designed with this in mind, and based on our review of the market, we have not been able to identify a similar product with evidence-supported dosages that can have the desired impact for these specific and unique needs. Besides ensuring we had the right evidence-based ingredients, another major requirement for us was that our product be manufactured in the U.S. in a manufacturing facility with an NSF and GMP certification. NSF is an accredited independent third-party certification body that tests and certifies products to verify they meet public health and safety standards. GMP stands for Good Manufacturing Process. This is another certification our manufacturer had to have. GMP is a system for ensuring that products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards. Unfortunately, a lot of products are produced at facilities that don't meet these standards. When you don't have that level of oversight, companies cut corners or use junky ingredients because they can sell these products for less money, but they're also less effective. Not ours. Being a scientist and researcher who performs ongoing clinical studies, Dr. Bradley stressed that each ingredient had to be clinically tested on its own merit to address the three core functions he was looking for. 1. Fighting inflammation. 2. Improving your body's stress response. And 3. Improving mitochondria function. Each ingredient in our product can stand on its own and provide proven benefits shown in clinical trials. Yet Dr. Bradley has gone way beyond and has taken 7 clinical research-tested ingredients and combined them into one powerful product to create a dynamic, energetic solution for people suffering with suboptimal energy levels, common in diabetes.
There were many things in the trials that excited me. Mostly what excited me was just the prospect that people with diabetes may have an option of using a natural dietary supplement to help offset the consequences of their high blood sugars and hopefully to improve their energy levels and get them feeling better.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes around that changes everything. A product that transforms lives, a product that is changing the way people manage their suboptimal energy issues common in diabetes. Energy is at the core of what keeps us going, creating, living, loving, being productive, and just feeling good about ourselves. The people who use our product, their lives are forever changed. Gone are the days of trying to understand what's causing your suboptimal energy and grasping at straws, trying to figure out how to resolve it and getting nowhere. That's why we are super excited to introduce to you today our newest product called Vitalize. Dr. Bradley used the most advanced research and clinical data to create his formula. He took ingredients that individually can be highly effective at revitalizing your body and creating sustained long-term energy, and put them together to create one of the most sophisticated and potent formulas ever invented to help eliminate diabetes-related fatigue. If you've heard our name before, it's because this video is spreading like wildfire across the diabetes community. Our Vitalize product is the first dietary supplement of its kind, with very specific, highly targeted, evidence-based ingredients to address the core issues commonly associated with suboptimal energy levels in diabetes. Take only 2 capsules a day after breakfast and let the science behind the supplement do its work. You'll be amazed once you start feeling energy levels that can keep you up and running without feeling like you need to take a break every 15 minutes and without experiencing those unwanted crashes. With Vitalize, you'll experience deeper concentration and sharper focus that helps you think more clearly throughout the day. You'll also notice that you've improved your ability to work under stress while being more relaxed as the day wears on, yet not tired. Watch as that frustrating feeling of barely making it through the day begins to just melt away and you start living your life feeling more productive. There's not another product on the market that's as laser focused in helping the clients we see every day regain their energy. Just take 2 capsules of our custom blend and the science behind the ingredients goes right to work for you, creating a boost to your energy levels. And over time, it'll help repair the inflammation that may be occurring inside your body. Here's what other people are saying about Vitalize. Taking Vitalize has completely changed my life. Before, I could barely get through the day without feeling like I wanted to nap every 15 minutes. Now I can think more clearly and get my tasks done without feeling exhausted. My family no longer looks at me like there's something wrong with me. Juanita Lopez from New Mexico, age 58. I started taking so many other supplements before that weren't really helping much. I started taking Vitalize, and within a few weeks, I started noticing I had more energy to attend important functions and spend more quality time with family. I was able to throw out some of the other supplements that weren't really working and just use Vitalize instead. Maria, age 66. I'm so thankful that I started taking Vitalize. I find that I'm more productive at work and I feel less guilty because I'm actually able to do the job I was hired to do. Jim Schwartz, 54. I know you might be wondering how to get your hands on our newest Vitalize product, but before I share that with you, please allow me to reveal the powerful ingredients in this revolutionary product and the science behind how it works to fight the most common energy issues associated with diabetes or prediabetes. Remember the 3 primary functions that we are addressing with our products. 1. Reducing inflammation. 2. Improving mitochondrial function. And 3. Helping with your body's stress response. Each of these ingredients has been clinically proven to address at least one of those 3 primary issues, with some of the ingredients addressing at least 2. Each ingredient is evidence-based, meaning its effectiveness has been proven in clinical trials. Remember, Dr. Bradley is a researcher, and not just any researcher. His entire body of work has revolved around helping people with diabetes, so the majority of studies were specific to people with diabetes. Here's why the ingredients in the formula are so powerful and so targeted. The first 3 ingredients contain polyphenols. They are resveratrol, green tea extract, and the last one is curcumin, which comes from turmeric. Polyphenols are found in plant-derived foods and beverages and are extremely important for healthy living. There are thousands of types of polyphenols, but the foods with the highest dosages tend to be more rare and exotic. Studies have shown that polyphenols can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, and stroke. Additionally, polyphenols have shown to improve blood pressure, HDL cholesterol levels, and may also reduce the likelihood of arteriosclerosis or the hardening of the arteries. They help prevent all of these diseases by exhibiting anti-inflammatory and antibacterial effects, providing additional support for your immune system. Here is where it gets really good and why polyphenols are so important for people living with diabetes or prediabetes. Dietary polyphenols improve insulin signaling and reduce the negative impact of high levels of sugar in the blood and insulin resistance, which are primary triggers for inflammation and fatigue.
Specific foods where polyphenols can be found in the highest concentrations include cloves, star anise, bee pollen, dark chocolate with high cocoa concentrations, flaxseed meal, black elderberry, and algae.
The problem is, to get the true medical benefits of these polyphenols, you need to have rather large quantities of these foods every day. Quite frankly, it's very difficult to do, especially with the traditional American diet. It's one of the main reasons why the formula we created works so well. It helps make up for what people are not getting from their diet to achieve the desired energy-improving results shown in the clinical studies. You would need to eat a massive amount of these different foods each week to get the health benefits you can achieve with just 2 pills a day of Vitalize. Now, let's reveal what Dr. Bradley included in this powerful formula. The first ingredient is resveratrol. Resveratrol is a polyphenol found in red and purple grapes. In a recent study, 13 men with high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes, resveratrol significantly reduced the immune messengers IL-6 and TNF-alpha, which are the very same immune messengers that can cause inflammation. This ingredient also demonstrated improvements with mitochondrial function and improved blood sugar levels. The second primary ingredient is green tea extract. Green tea extract can also reduce 2 of the primary immune messengers that cause inflammation. A randomized control trial by Badinsky and colleagues was done with 56 overweight people with high blood pressure. The study demonstrated significantly lowered these immune messengers. They also saw improvements in antioxidant status, insulin sensitivity, triglyceride and cholesterol levels, and high blood pressure. The next core ingredient is called curcumin, found in the spice turmeric. This adds to the palette of polyphenolic compounds that can reduce the immune messengers that can cause inflammation as a result of volatile blood sugars. A randomized trial including 67 patients with type 2 diabetes demonstrated that after taking 150 milligrams of curcumin twice daily for 8 weeks, there were significant reductions in 2 of the primary immune messengers that cause inflammation. In a separate clinical trial, 50 people with type 2 took curcumin for 3 months and had subsequent reductions in all 3 of the primary immune messengers that caused inflammation, plus improved response to insulin, reducing blood sugars. Vitalize also contains other powerful ingredients with complementary reactions to these potent polyphenols. The first is N-acetylcysteine, called NAC for short, which is an amino acid that serves as a critical precursor to the important antioxidant glutathione. Glutathione is considered the mother of all antioxidants, primarily because it's located inside the cells, and it helps with controlling inflammation, working as a detoxifier, protecting our cells, and making our energy metabolism run. Another important ingredient is coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10. CoQ10 plays a required support function for the production of cellular energy in the mitochondria. CoQ10 is required to metabolize blood sugar properly. Elevated blood sugar places a challenging demand on the mitochondria. Not only does CoQ10 help mitochondria work better, but clinical research in conditions of high inflammation also demonstrated its ability to reduce certain immune messengers that can lead to inflammation. CoQ10 has also been studied in type 2 diabetes and impaired heart function. These studies suggest it may reduce blood sugar and improve blood flow. Another key ingredient that addresses one of the core issues we are targeting is Rhodiola rosea. Rhodiola is best known as an herbal remedy to help reduce the impact of stress on the body. Because stress elevates blood sugar and can induce inflammation, we've included rhodiola to harmonize the Vitalize formula to influence the 3 main causes of suboptimal energy in diabetes. Vitalize includes a research-supported dose of rhodiola. The final ingredient is alpha-lipoic acid, or ALA. Alpha-lipoic acid plays another important supportive role for mitochondrial function. In research, it appears it may improve sensitivity to insulin, reduce nerve pain, and improve the metabolism of blood sugar. So there it is. Vitalize contains 7 powerful ingredients, all clinically shown to reduce the immune activation common in diabetes that contributes to low energy levels. We've specifically included ingredients addressing low energy caused by chronic, long-term, low-level inflammation, stress, and mitochondrial dysfunction, the 3 main causes of low energy common in diabetes. These ingredients were handpicked by a world-renowned doctor, educator, and researcher who has dedicated his entire career to helping thousands of people with diabetes. It's the powerful combination of these ingredients that will help deliver a substantial energy boost without stimulants, allowing you to get up to 62% more done in less time, while getting to the actual core underlying causes of lower energy. Right now, I'd love to invite you to try our newest product, Vitalize, for yourself by clicking below. Now, could you find foods that have these ingredients in here? Partially. at least some of the ingredients. Dietary increases in green tea, using turmeric in food, and the intake of grapes and red wine in moderation can certainly help, but you won't get anywhere near the evidence-based dosages found in Vitalize. The fact is, this is a complex formula. According to the published peer-reviewed science, specific doses of each ingredient are required to achieve the desired results and prove effective. Not only that, but purchasing foods that are high in these ingredients can be very costly. If you purchase each of these ingredients included in our formula individually, and I'm talking about the high-quality stuff we're using, not some garbage out there, it would cost you upwards of $219. Now, we can only produce small batches of Vitalize at a time in order to ensure specific quality standards are being met while also keeping our costs contained. As a result, we only have so many bottles available at any given time. On our website, the normal price of our high-quality Vitalize product is only $59.95. Many people gladly pay that amount for the benefits they're getting from this supplement, but today, since we want to get our product into the hands of millions of people who need it, and because you've discovered this video online today, we'd like to offer you our Vitalize supplement at a special rate for new customers only. We want as many people as possible to experience renewed energy and a new zest for life, so we've decided to offer a special rate for those of you who've made it this far. You will pay only $39.95. That's an instant savings of $20 and 33% off our normal retail price. But remember, this offer is only available for first-time customers only who've seen the special video and while supplies last. When they're gone, they're gone.
For as little as $1.08 per day, using our extremely targeted solution, you could help start fighting the risk of tissue damage and inflammation caused by chronic elevated blood sugars, while boosting your energy levels to levels you likely haven't seen since before you had diabetes, just by using the evidence-based ingredients in our product. That's less than a cup of coffee a day, and by using Vitalize, you'll probably be able to reduce your coffee intake and save money.
Because supplies are limited, this amazing price is only available if you order now. Sure, we can produce more. We're not sure how long it will take to manufacture, and new orders would need to be at normal pricing. We know that the majority of people who take our product want to take it again and again, so we've created some special discount packages for people who know they're ready to make a decision, to commit to solving their energy problems long term. We even offer an ironclad money-back guarantee, which we'll discuss shortly. When you make the decision to invest in a 3-bottle package or a 6-bottle package, your cost per bottle decreases significantly because our cost of fulfillment goes down, plus you get free shipping when you order today. Don't worry, the quality ingredients and method used by our certified facility ensures quality on your product for up to 2 years, so please don't hesitate to take advantage of this one-time new customer-only discount that we're offering on this revolutionary product. Click on the Next Step button below to see if the 3 and 6-pack discounted packages are still available, because these multiple packages are so deeply discounted, they do sell out fast. Our automated inventory system will tell us if we're out of stock, and you will see that on our website. So if you try to order and the system does not allow you to put the order in, this is why. However, we can put you on a waiting list for when we are restocked, but I'm sorry, it will be at our normal pricing. Imagine trying to search for and buy the foods you need to help fight inflammation and improve your mitochondria function. Trying to purchase these foods at the right quantities to get the same results not only would be very time-consuming, but costly too. That's why we've made this very targeted product, so you can get exactly the ingredients you need in the exact amount for real energy-boosting results. That doesn't mean you can or should eat whatever you want. We strongly encourage you to heed the advice provided in this video. At the same time, we know how difficult it is to do everything right. Imagine, though, what it would feel like to wake up every morning more easily, excited about your day. Imagine being able to get through a day easily with less of a need to take breaks, moving around with ease and feeling alive. Imagine what it would feel like to have more energy than you've had since being diagnosed with diabetes. Imagine what it would feel like to reduce the effects of stress on your body and feel like you can do anything without feeling terrible afterwards. Feeling fulfilled again because you can spend more time doing the things you enjoy, like spending time with your family, participating in group activities, and attending events that are meaningful to you. Feeling in control once again. These are the feelings we want you to have, and this is our intention in creating Vitalize. This is what keeps us motivated each day. It's our life's passion to help our clients finally discover what it's like to feel alive again. Just because your doctor hasn't told you these feelings were possible doesn't mean that the science isn't out there, because it is.
I've spent a lot of years working on understanding the impact different supplements and supplement ingredients have on people with diabetes. In creating the Diabetes Naturally Vitalize product, I took my years of knowledge and research and incorporated it into a product that I truly believe in. If you have diabetes and are struggling with lower energy levels, I would strongly encourage you to give Vitalize by Diabetes Naturally a try.
Dr. Bradley has put everything he's learned into his almost 2-decade career working with diabetes patients. He's taken that knowledge and applied it to this science-based formula. He's taken the best of both worlds, both nature and science, and bottled it up into a powerful formula that works. Now, being a researcher and scientist, he knows that not every product will work for everyone. Even the best products are not 100% effective. However, we're so confident in the energy-producing benefits this product has to offer that we're backing our product with our no questions asked 90-day money-back guarantee. Try our Vitalize product for 90 days. If you don't find any noticeable increase in your energy levels, if you don't feel like your brain is working better with more clarity, or that you have more vitality or energy in your step, then we will give you a full refund, no questions asked. That's how confident we are that our product will transform how you feel. We're so confident we'll return every cent you paid, and you don't even have to send the open bottles back to us. If by some rare chance it comes to this, and you're one of the few people who the product doesn't work for, our wonderful customer support team will ensure that your refund is processed as quickly as possible with zero hassles. Our no questions asked 90-day money-back guarantee allows you to try our product with absolutely no risk whatsoever. Give it a try today. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Here's what you do. Click the Next Step button below this video. It will take you to our official order page, which is on a completely secure server. The site is encrypted to help guarantee your security. When you're on our order page, you'll see which Vitalize packages are still available. Select a package that's right for you and then put in your shipping information. Once your order information is complete, your order will be processed within 24 to 48 hours, but please don't hesitate to act now in locking in your discounted pricing. This will be the only time you will ever see this incredible offer, with savings of at least $20 up to $172 for larger packages of this all-natural, science-based solution.
The long-term impact of not addressing inflammation caused by elevated blood sugars is that over time, more and more organs will start to reduce their function and begin to shut down. Not addressing inflammation also accelerates the progression of complications of diabetes. The longer someone waits to deal with inflammation or their blood sugars, the more difficult it becomes to get them back to normal levels. Slowly but surely, the cells begin to die down and can no longer repair themselves.
Take the next steps now. Address your energy issues before they get worse. Please click the Next Step button below and get started right away. Make an investment in your health and your future right now. If you prefer to place your order by phone instead of online, call the number posted on this site. Depending on when you call, if you happen to get our voicemail, just leave a message for one of our customer support representatives and they will get back to you as soon as possible. If you're planning on calling, I would urge you to call right away to take advantage of this special one-time only new customer offer while supplies last, where we offer savings of up to 50% off our retail prices. Again, we'll take away all of the risk for you, where you can see if this solution is right for you with our no questions asked 90-day money-back guarantee. If you're not happy for any reason, we'll process a full refund. That's how confident we are that Vitalize will make you feel energetic and alive again. Go ahead, click below and give it a try, and start feeling better today. Still here? Maybe you've got some questions. I'll do my best to answer some common questions or comments you may have. Question: I've seen other energy supplements on the market. How is Diabetes Naturally Vitalized different? Answer: the ingredients and the quality of each ingredient we choose is based on published clinical research, and many of the results were specific trials done with people with type 2 diabetes. When we developed Vitalize, we researched other products that were on the market and found that those products did not address the very specific energy issues people face as a result of diabetes or prediabetes. Most energy supplements are created for the general public and contain ingredients that are not safe for our clients. Some of them negatively impact blood sugars or blood pressure, and others can poorly interact with medications. Some products promote that they address adrenal gland function. The problem with this approach is that these supplements can keep levels of cortisol elevated for longer than normal, which actually increases blood sugars and can be very harmful. Pharmaceutical drugs for energy have the potential of severe and significant long-term side effects with serious implications. A common energy medication is Adderall. It has the potential long-term side effects for depression, hostility, and paranoia. They're just not natural. We've created something completely safe and natural that addresses the core issues that people with diabetes generally face without the potential side effects. To see a full list of the ingredients, dosages, and supplemental facts, just click the Next Step button below for more info. Question: how do I know your product is working for me? Good question. The best part about this product is that most people start noticing the difference within the first week. They start noticing that they're thinking more clearly and that they have a nice sustained energy boost. In some cases, the effects are subtle. You may notice that you'll last a little longer throughout the day or sleep a little better at night. Maybe tasks that were previously a little overwhelming now seem a bit easier to manage. Sometimes, unfortunately, for some people, because some changes can be subtle, you might not believe it's doing anything because you don't notice the day-to-day changes. Little by little, you are changing, but it's tough to notice. It's kind of like a blade of grass. If you would sit outside every day and watch a blade of grass grow, you'd swear it wasn't doing anything. Then a few weeks or a month later, you realize you need to cut your entire lawn. Something similar can happen when taking a supplement like this, and ironically, some people may not notice the positive changes until after they stop taking the supplement. Then they notice their energy levels worsen, and fast. There's really only one way to find out if our Vitalize product will work for you, and that's to give it a try, completely risk-free. Worst case scenario is that you call us back and let us know within 90 days that it didn't work for you, and we'll process your full refund. Click the Get Started button below and begin your energy transformation today. We encourage you to give it at least a full 60 days to determine if it's working for you. Even after 60 days, you'll continue to see improvements. But for some folks, because they have so much inflammation and damage to their cells, it takes them a little longer to get the inflammation under control. Question: is your product safe? Absolutely. Vitalize contains only 100% all-natural and safe ingredients. They've all been clinically tested and proven safe for people with or without diabetes. Check out the ingredients on our supplement panel when you click Next Step below. Our formula is sugar-free, artificial sweetener-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and gluten-free. There's always a small segment of the population who may be allergic or can't tolerate certain ingredients and supplements. If you happen to be one of the very small percentage of people this applies to, simply contact our US-based customer service support team for an immediate refund. One added benefit we may not have touched on that much is that you may even experience a reduction in your overall blood sugar levels. This is not the intention of this product, however. Clinically, some of the ingredients could lower your blood sugar levels. If you notice your blood sugar levels change, please let us know about your observations. If your sugars are getting too high or too low, please stop using it immediately and report it to your doctor. We have not had any reports of this happening yet, but we want you to be extra careful to monitor your blood sugar whenever you start any new treatment, whether medication or dietary supplement. Question: how do I take Diabetes Naturally Vitalized supplement? Answer: it's really quite easy. Simply take 2 of our easy-to-swallow capsules right after breakfast, and that's it. No mixing or stirring, no mess, no fuss. Question: what if your product doesn't work for me? Answer: I believe that everyone living with diabetes or prediabetes and feeling even moderately tired can benefit from the carefully chosen ingredients in this custom formula. As mentioned previously, it's common knowledge that as humans, we are all different. People can react differently to individual ingredients. It just comes down to that individual's own response. With that being said, because each ingredient has been studied and have gone through clinical trials, and several of the ingredients have been tested on people with diabetes, we are extremely confident in the effectiveness of this product, so much so that we've decided to put an unconditional, no questions asked money-back guarantee in place. If there is any reason at all you are unsatisfied, we will return your investment. Again, Dr. Bradley's and our company's reputation is on the line here. We want every single person to have a good experience and get positive results. We cannot promise that 100% of the people will get exactly the energy results they're looking for. No one supplement or drug works 100% of the time. But if the science and painstaking research we've applied to this formula is correct, which we believe it is, most people will notice a difference in how they feel while taking Vitalize. It's really the first time most people with diabetes have been offered any hope to actually feel and function better when it comes to improving their energy levels. So, try Vitalize for 3 months. If you don't see any truly remarkable results with more energy, the ability to think more clearly, and better overall day-to-day experience, just email or call us for a refund. That's our guarantee. Go ahead and try it now. Click the Next Step button below and try our carefully formulated product risk-free right now. You'll also find more detailed information on our website, diabetesnaturallysupplements.com, about our ingredients, about Dr. Bradley, and about our company. And you'll see everything you need to know about our product. We hope that you've got a lot of value from this presentation, and we look forward to helping you vitalize your life in order to live your life more fully. Just click the button below and let us help you start transforming your health and your energy today. Thanks so much from our entire Diabetes Naturally team.